Chapter 5 Run the Play. The meeting had started in the large room, filled with chairs around a long table. Mondai was exceptional. The whole room was like putty in her hand. Every one of them was nodding their heads constantly. Indeed, there was magic in Mondai's words. After doing her task, she paused ever so slightly, adjusted her earrings and hair, smilingly making eye contact with each of them. Now for the call to action, Dom thought about his turn. Mondai concluded her close by saying that, "I take you to the first level, but Powers Company will take you to the top floor. Dom has been consulting and delivering strategy methods proven to yield incredible results. You can pay a fortune for these services, or accept our proposals. There are cheaper firms to go it alone. However, this is the value leader. Dom, would you like to say a few words?" she said. Dom stood up, straightening his tie, and said, "Strategists now need to be less theoretical and more pragmatic to gain and maintain market dominance, having execution like generals who proactively sniff out competitive advantage and exploit it. In other words, you need to be business savvy. A brand entrepreneur helps an organization step into the future by setting out a compelling consumer's vision. Relieve the pain they have, or relieve the pain they don't know they have. This is what is driving commercial innovation." Dom stopped to take in a breath. "As well as being entrepreneurial, I believe a good brand strategist has to understand and want to deliver the brand holistically. They won't only define an emotive, compelling idea based on human insight, but will want to see it translated through great visual identity and tone of voice. But they shouldn't stop there, because they should also have the will to bring it to life, inside and out, through culture and customer experience via employee engagement and user experience design, even working alongside our strategic partners. Working together enables us to play to our strengths. Every problem has a solution. If we believe absolutely, we absolutely win." Dom excused himself and walked out. Mondai followed him out. "Dom," he turned to look at her. "You are amazing. As always, you've come a long way," she said. Dom looked at her and said, "Yeah, something like that. I need some coffee." He maintained a half smile. Mondai contacted him later and set up a meeting with Dom. She sent him an address. Reluctantly, he had to show up. "I thought this was a business meeting, Mondai," he greeted her with a straight face. "We can still do business over dinner and drinks, can't we?" she smirked back. Dom tried to change the subject and be cordial. "Mr. Powers is doing quite well with these ventures. More so since you came on board," she replied. "As long as we do what our boss tells us, things seem to go okay," he said. Mondai replied angrily, "No, Dom, I don't work for him. They work for me. The friends I have now," she paused, "are much different, more powerful. Money opens up doors the average person has no clue about. Anyway," she changed her voice to a sweet tone, "I think we could work together. It will be like old times. We don't need old Maxi Boy and his company." "You want my secret sauce, don't you, Mondai?" Dom smirked. Instantly, he felt that he shouldn't have said that. Mondai replied, "Your sauce has flavor, but what I'm cooking is prime filet, and a sauce without steak isn't much good now, is it?" Dom, briefly outwitted and stunned by her, replied, "You got it. So what are we doing here, Mondai? Do we have business or what?" Mondai proceeded and started informing Dom about the request for information she received. "One of our now larger grown acquisitions are having problems with cybercriminals. They've become increasingly bold with their exploits against key infrastructure components, using ransomware to hold them hostage, and we're concerned it's going to spread. Do you have an approach for this?" Mondai asked. "You know I do. When do you need something drafted?" Dom was replying cautiously, being mindful of what he said around her. Mondai clenched her teeth at his vague response. "We need this in by tonight, so what do you have?" Dom felt a little shocked and said, "I usually consult with my team before I make any suggestion, but because it's you, the root problem is the internet. That's how the attackers are delivering their malware." "So?" she said. "Hear me out. Blockchain and decentralized internet is something that has been slowly gaining traction. What if key infrastructure components connected directly to what they needed to function utilizing a decentralized internet? The protocols and applications will work differently from the traditional internet, but to ensure the speed of this project, we will duplicate and use what we can, then optimize." After taking a breath, Dom continued, "We will start with the site surveys to see what's needed, to make sure we are accurate in our response. Do you want my team to come with a draft? We may not be able to respond to this RFI in time. Mondai charmingly added, I see why Max hired you.